Welcome to WSJ Off Duty. I'm Wendy Bounds. As summer winds down, we are taking a look at some of the best moments we've shared with you over the past few months. Now first, in one of our latest homemade highlights, we watched the puppet Usain Bolt battle for the gold in the men's 200-meter sprint.
London's grandest stage was set for Usain Bolt in Thursday's 200-meter final. The world's fastest man was looking to follow up his gold in the 100 metres with the same double he pulled off in Beijing. His stiffest competition would come from his fellow Jamaicans, Johan Blake and Warren Weir. And they're off. What a magnificent start for Blake and Bolt. They're ahead of the rest of the field at the curve, and now Bolt surges into the straightaway. Not to be outdone, here comes Blake. Bolt, Blake, Bolt, Blake. Who will it be? Bolt, Usain Bolt. Another brilliant performance, 19.32 seconds, and he has enough time to spare to shush his greatest rival. We've certainly witnessed the lows of this Olympiad. Liu Shang's injury led to a spill on the hurdles. Stephen Feck's attempt on the springboard ended in a nasty backflip. And on the basketball court, Nick Batum and Juan Carlos Navarro, well, a most unfortunate incident indeed. But here's the high. Usain Bolt was simply fabulous tonight. And there he goes with 5 push-ups, one for each of his Olympic medals. Strike a pose, Usain Bolt. You're a legend in London. And that's today's Wall Street Journal homemade highlight.
Right now, everyone is talking about Olympic synchronized swimming. Did you see the Russian team's Michael Jackson costumes? Well, earlier this summer, off duty, we visited a different kind of synchronized swimming team in Harlem, New York. One that deserves a gold medal of its own. The Summer Olympics are about to kick off in London, and that is where competitors in their prime will be competing in everything from pole vaulting to judo. Here, though, in Harlem, New York, we have found another group of athletes practicing another Olympic sport, synchronized swimming, to catch. They are all between the ages of 60 and 100.
We're the Harlem Honeys and Bears, and we've been around since 1979. It's a senior synchronized swim group, and we also compete.
My name is Elvira Obiaro, and I'm 90 years old. I'm Letitia Graham, and I'm 90 years young.
I'm James Ford, and I was a Harlem Honey and Bear for 15 years, and I'm 67 years old.
I'm Doris Roberts Black, and I'm over 60 years old, and that's all you need to know. The camaraderie is a ward-off of Alzheimer's, it's a ward-off of depression. You have people you can share ideas with, you have people who share their ideas with you, and all of that makes for a really healthy spirit as well as a healthy body.
I notice you have a brace on your knee. Do you have any physical ailments?
Yes, I have 2 challenges. Initially, in 2008, I had a stroke, and I was rebounding very well after coming in the water from the stroke. Very well, as a matter of fact. Everybody was amazed. And then I fell, and just before Christmas of this year, I fractured my hip.
You know, I learned to swim at age 64.
64?
Age 64. After I came here, I enjoyed the swimming so much. Now I swim 5 days a week, Monday through Friday.
Wow.
I'm the longest running member of the Harlem Honey and Bears. I joined the team in 1980. It keeps me out of the doctor's office. I want to go once a year just for a checkup.
When they leave and you get ready to come back this way.
So Oliver, you've been the coach here for about 18 years.
I've been the coach for 18 years. Yeah.
What do you get out of this?
I get the enjoyment, and I get the inspiration, and I get the motivation from them, you know, because they're a lot older than me, and just to see them come in there and do what they do 3 days a week, I enjoy it.
You don't go easy on them, though. Like, you're pretty tough on them in the pool.
Well, you have to be tough on them. If not, then you can't get what you want done, you know, and I believe in persistence.
If you're not in those spots on that count, then we're off.
do you take any of your inspiration from the actual Olympics, which are coming up?
No, all my inspiration comes from my senior swim team. You know, they're the ones that motivate me. You know, because there's a lot of mornings that I don't feel like getting up, and I say, well, my 90-year-old's out there, so I may as well get up and go out there myself.
How do you handle the differences in swimming abilities as well as people who may have some physical challenges? How do you work that out in the pool?
Once we get in the pool, there's no physical challenges.
Interesting. It sort of
Okay,
equalizes
so
everybody?
It equalizes everybody in the pool.
What's the hardest maneuver that they did in the pool today?
Well, the hardest maneuver that they did in the pool today was the triple flip. Don't try that at home.
Why is it so hard? They have to hold their breath so long?
Because, well, what it is, as you notice, they were all connected to one another, and all three of them went under one another without breaking, you know, the routine.
They messed up once, you let them have it.
I sure did, you know, and the second time they did it perfectly.
Poker isn't an Olympic sport yet, but it takes plenty of discipline and determination. A poker dealer at the Mohegan Sun Casino in Connecticut reveals 6 tells that could tip your hand and send you down the river.
100.
Call. Raise.
I call.
All right, Brian, what were my tells? Was I a fish? Did I give it all away?
Your body posture changed when you had a hand, the way you fiddled your chips, your sunglasses, the way you looked at the other player.
What do you mean my body posture changed, Brian? So, Brian, you've been a professional poker dealer for what, 4 years now?
4 years now.
So you must have seen a lot of behaviors in people that give away their hand. I guess they're called tells. Like when I was bracing my body, what's the #1 thing?
People tend to touch their nose quite often if they have a hand or they become a little bit nervous.
Like an itchy nose?
Absolutely, itchy nose, rubbing their nose a little bit.
What about the chips, though? I mean, I see a lot of people kind of like juggling their chips. Is that a giveaway?
It's more of a show thing. They like to shuffle the chips. It takes away from the nervousness of it all. It's a distraction to them. People tend to shuffle the cards sometimes. They're not too sure whether they should let them go or not, or hold on to them, so they shuffle them between their hands.
Oh, you mean, or they keep looking at them over and over again?
Exactly.
Kind of like I was doing.
A little bit.
A little bit. All right, what else?
Some people tend to crack their knuckles, to go back and forth between their hands, maybe reach behind their back a little bit, but definitely with their knuckles, or they press them down on the tables.
And what about when people say like, oh man, I got a great hand? Are they ever that overt when they're trying to bluff?
Some people are very melodramatic about it.
I got a monster.
And you said I had a very stiff body. I mean, does that mean like I was being aggressive? Did you think that meant I was trying to bluff, or that I was being real?
You wanted to show maybe a little sign of intimidation. Some people tend to do it with their body posture.
And the sunglasses, you know, I see some people in the World Series of Poker tournament, they're wearing glasses. Are they trying to give away, like, you know, not show people that their eyes are darting around?
Well, they don't want to look around if there's other players involved in the hand, so they act like they're focusing on one thing, although they may be looking at other players' body postures to see if they're giving a tell at the same time.
I've seen people too, though, and I don't know if this is because they've been drinking too much in the casino or not, but their hands shake a lot when they
Absolutely.
play.
People tend to get a little bit nervous, and you'll see the way they touch their chips, even if as they're going to grab to make a bet, they'll fumble the chips at the same time.
So if you were going to tell me what to work on, what tells would you tell me I need to improve?
Consistency. Keeping your body posture the same. Always do the same things even if you don't have a hand. Therefore, people won't know when you do have a hand.
Where's Dave? I want to play him again. Hey, Dave, you ready to go another hand?
Anytime.
And it has been the summer of the superhero. We got a behind-the-scenes look at the Broadway show SpiderMan Turn Off the Dark with stuntman Craig Henningsen. Now, let me see if I still remember some of those classic Spidey poses. We're here in a rehearsal studio not far from where the Broadway show SpiderMan Turn Off the Dark is performed every night. We're here with one of 9 stuntmen who plays Spider-Man. That is Craig Henningsen. He's right here. Craig, nicely done. Come over here a second. You got every little boy's dream. You play Spider-Man every night.
It's a dream come true. I still have my pajamas when I was a little kid, jumping off couches, pretending I was Spider-Man.
Underoos? No, I'm just kidding. That's too old for you. All right, we're going to get you to teach us some of what you do in just a minute, but I want to get a sense, of what's different being in a Broadway show, because if you think about Spider-Man in a comic book, they can dream up anything for the moves. In the movies, they've got CGI to help them out. But here in the Broadway show, you've got your body and sort of, whatever technologically they can come up with to help you. How is that different?
It's the real deal. I mean, audiences come every night to see the real life Spider-Man come to life. He's flying over your head. Obviously, you have wires that are able to throw and fly Spider-Man around the theater. But I think what's great about our show is that we actually have 9 or 10 real life Spider-Man who are flipping, who are fighting, Green Goblin in the air. But they're actually doing these real stunts for real, which I think is, bar to none.
Let me see one of your best Spidey moves. Give us
best Spidey moves?
Give us one of your best Spidey moves. Right
okay.
Whoa!
Actually, that move got me the job. So
this is your own special custom Spidey suit?
It is, yes. They built it for me and my body, and I wear it 8 shows a week.
So for the stunts, you've got some padding here. Does this protect you, like if you sort of run into anything?
It is. I mean, the muscles is in order to make the shape of Spider-Man.
Right. You're pretty big on your own. But
yeah, I try. But yeah, the padding does help with a lot of the stunts and the dancing and the flying that we do in the show, which is very rigorous.
And what about the harnesses? Are you attached to your hips?
Yeah, I wear actually 2 different harnesses. One is a Hong Kong harness that I get picked here with some clippings, and then actually get picked up here as well.
Okay.
For different flights.
Now, what about on the bottom of your feet? Any do you have traction or just?
Yeah. The costume designer gave us some nice little light Pumas, so they pull over, and I mean everything about this costume, even when it comes to the hands, they have grippy little material to make sure that we don't slip on the floor.
Now hold up your hand. Speaking of grippy hands, the Spider-Man shoots webs from his hand. How do you do that on stage?
Well, we have to give the illusion like we're actually, we have these superpowers, but we actually have these web streamers that are great, and the audience loves them, but we throw them out, and the little white strings come out. So
right into the audience.
Yes. So.
Show me how to do a Spider-Man move like that.
Well, first, the index finger and pinky like this, and thumb is out, and you just go and flick it out like that. Yep. And the sound effects. It's not a. So the 3 steps to become Spider-Man they're very simple. You're going to step out with your left leg. You're going to shoot with your left arm. From here, we're going to transition to the left. Our right leg's going to come in. We'll do a double shoot with both hands. And then from here, we're going to bring it in. His most infamous pose. He's going to come down in his cross position. Left hand on the floor, right hand up in the air.
All right, let's quickly do it together.
Sure.
Break it down for people trying it at home.
Sure, take your left leg, step it out. You're going to just look over to, you're going to shoot over this side. There it is, nice.
Okay.
Okay, from here, we're going to do a double, so we're going to shift our weight over to the left. And then same thing with these.
Bend.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to shoot both sides like that.
All right.
From here, take your right leg and bring it in. You're going to face front. Your left hand's going to come down, very Spidey-like with your left hand. And then I think his most famous pose here is when he's crouched down.
And he goes like
has
that.
his, yeah, exactly. That was nice.
That's it for Off Duty this week. We hope you enjoy what's left of summer. I'm Wendy Bounds. See you next week.